What would you do if terrorists took control of your airplane at 30,000 feet? Today, I'm going to share the critical survival strategies that could save your life and the lives of everyone on board during the most terrifying travel scenario imaginable. Before we dive into these life-saving techniques, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're covering essential travel safety content that every frequent flyer needs to know. And stick around until the end, because I'll share some incredible stories of ordinary passengers who became heroes in the sky. Let's start with a shocking reality check. Aviation security has transformed dramatically since September 11th, but the threat hasn't disappeared completely. We've seen incidents like the shoe bomber attempting to detonate explosives hidden in his footwear, and the underwear bomber who tried to ignite dangerous materials concealed on his person. These events remind us that while security screening has improved tremendously, prepared passengers can make the difference between tragedy and triumph. The first thing you need to understand about airplane hijackings is that the landscape has changed completely. In the past, hijackers typically wanted to negotiate or reach a specific destination. Today's threats are often more sinister, which means passenger intervention isn't just helpful, it's absolutely essential for survival. Your mindset during a crisis determines everything. The moment you suspect something is wrong, your brain needs to switch into survival mode. Don't assume someone else will take action. Don't wait for the flight crew to handle everything. You might be the person who prevents a catastrophe. Situational awareness begins the moment you board the aircraft. Take note of where the emergency exits are located. Count the rows between your seat and the nearest exit, because in an emergency, visibility might be compromised by smoke or panic. Observe your fellow passengers, not with paranoia, but with healthy awareness. Notice anyone acting strangely or seeming unusually nervous. Modern aircraft security means traditional weapons, like knives and razors, are extremely rare in passenger areas. However, hijackers have proven creative with improvised weapons. Box cutters were used in past attacks because they were small enough to slip past security screening that existed at that time. Today's screening technology and procedures have virtually eliminated such threats, but passengers should still be prepared for unconventional weapon scenarios. Self-defense on an airplane presents unique challenges. The confined space means traditional fighting techniques need modification. Focus on controlling the attacker's hands and preventing them from accessing any potential weapons or devices. Use your body weight and leverage rather than trying to throw punches in cramped quarters. If you witness a hijacking attempt, remember that numbers matter tremendously. A single terrorist cannot overcome 20 or 30 determined passengers. The key is coordination and decisive action. When passengers work together, they become an unstoppable force against even armed attackers. Here's where bravery becomes crucial. Those first few seconds when you realize what's happening are the most important. Your natural instinct might be to freeze or hope someone else acts first. But research shows that quick passenger response dramatically increases survival rates. The passengers on United Flight 93 demonstrated this perfectly, preventing their aircraft from reaching its intended target through collective heroism. Communication during a crisis requires subtle coordination. You can't openly organize a passenger revolt if hijackers are watching, but you can make eye contact with other able-bodied passengers. Sometimes a simple nod or gesture can convey your readiness to act. Veterans, law enforcement officers, and athletes often take leadership roles naturally during these situations. Your carry-on items can become defensive tools if necessary. A laptop computer makes an effective shield or striking implement. Heavy books, tablet devices, even a thick magazine rolled tightly can disorient an attacker. Flight attendants are trained to use coffee pots, serving trays, and other galley equipment as defensive weapons when passenger safety is threatened. The element of surprise works in passengers' favor. Hijackers expect compliance and fear from their victims. When passengers suddenly fight back with determination and coordination, attackers often become confused and lose their tactical advantage. This psychological shift can be the turning point in regaining control of the situation. Physical restraint techniques are essential knowledge for any passenger willing to intervene. Focus on controlling the attacker's arms and preventing movement rather than trying to knock them unconscious. Multiple passengers can hold limbs while others secure the person with seatbelt extensions, headphone cords, or shoelaces. Flight attendants often have zip ties available for restraining disruptive passengers. Understanding bomb threats adds another layer of complexity to hijacking scenarios. Explosive devices have been concealed in shoes, underwear, and carry-on items in previous attempts. If you suspect someone has explosives, the priority shifts from physical confrontation to evacuation and alerting the flight crew immediately. Never attempt to disarm suspected explosive devices yourself. The psychology of terrorism relies heavily on fear and helplessness. When passengers refuse to be victims and instead become active defenders, the entire dynamic changes. Terrorists lose their psychological advantage when confronted by determined resistance from multiple directions simultaneously. Training your mind for crisis response involves mental rehearsal scenarios. Visualize different hijacking situations and your potential responses. This mental preparation helps overcome the freeze response that paralyzes many people during actual emergencies. Professional athletes and military personnel use similar visualization technique to perform under extreme pressure. Flight crew coordination is crucial during passenger intervention attempts. Pilots may need to make sudden maneuvers to throw attackers off balance. Flight attendants can provide improvised weapons and help coordinate passenger responses. Clear communication between passengers and crew prevents confusion and ensures everyone works toward the same goal. Post-incident procedures matter tremendously for both immediate safety and future security improvements. Document everything you witnessed with precise details. Cooperate fully with law enforcement investigations. Your observations might prevent future attacks by providing insights into terrorist methods and behaviors. Recovery from traumatic events requires professional support. Witnessing or participating in stopping a hijacking can cause lasting psychological effects, even when you do everything correctly. Don't hesitate to seek counseling or therapy after such experiences. Many survivors find that sharing their stories helps others prepare for similar situations. The legal aspects of passenger intervention provide important protection. Laws in most countries protect passengers who use reasonable force to prevent hijackings or terrorist attacks. You cannot be held liable for injuries caused to attackers when defending yourself and others from immediate threats to life and safety. Technology has become both a threat and a tool in aviation security. While terrorists might attempt to use electronic devices as weapons, passengers can also use smartphones to communicate with authorities on the ground. However, remember that during active hijacking situations, your priority should be physical intervention rather than documentation or social media updates. International flight considerations add complexity to hijacking responses. Different countries have varying laws about passenger intervention and self-defense. However, the fundamental right to protect yourself and others from immediate threats to life, remains universal. Don't let legal uncertainty prevent you from taking action when lives are at stake. Training opportunities exist for passengers who want formal preparation for crisis situations. Many self-defense schools offer airplane-specific courses that teach fighting in confined spaces. Some organizations provide civilian response training that covers hijacking scenarios. While not required, such training can boost confidence and effectiveness during real emergencies. The ripple effects of passenger heroism extend far beyond individual flights. Every successful intervention by ordinary travelers makes future attacks less likely by demonstrating that aircraft are not soft targets. Your willingness to act protectively inspires others and contributes to overall aviation security improvements worldwide. Prevention remains the most effective strategy against hijacking attempts. Report suspicious behavior to flight crews before takeoff. Trust your instincts about fellow passengers who seem unusually nervous or behave strangely. Most security threats are prevented through early detection rather than mid-flight intervention. Modern aircraft design actually helps passengers in crisis situations. Newer planes have reinforced cockpit doors that prevent hijacker access to flight controls. This means passenger intervention focuses on protecting the cabin rather than regaining control of the aircraft itself. Understanding this distinction helps prioritize your response strategies. Remember that heroism doesn't require special training or superhuman abilities. Ordinary people become heroes by choosing action over inaction during critical moments. The passengers who stopped the shoe bomber and underwear bomber weren't professional security personnel. They were regular travelers who refused to let terrorists succeed. Your mental preparation starts now, long before you ever face a real crisis. Practice staying calm under pressure in everyday situations. Develop confidence in your ability to act decisively when others depend on you. These skills transfer directly to emergency situations where every second counts. The bottom line is that modern aviation security relies on layers of protection, with alert passengers forming the final and most important barrier against terrorist attacks. Your awareness, preparation, and willingness to act could literally save hundreds of lives during a hijacking attempt. If you found this information valuable for your travel safety knowledge, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more essential travel tips and destination guides. Comment below and share your thoughts about aviation security or any experiences you've had with concerning behavior during flights. Stay safe out there, and remember that prepared travelers are protected travelers.